Well, hello and welcome back to the RC barn. Today we're going to continue on Mike's pattern plane. Still taking name suggestions for that. Sandy, I did like your suggestion. It was pretty funny, so we might go with that one there too. So anyways, show you where I'm at. I know off camera I did the engine installation on the fuselage there and finished covering the front half. I still have the stripe to do down here to fill this part of it in with blue. So I will get to that soon. So that way my edges are a little cleaner here. Helps if you see there and on the other side, like I talked about earlier. So that came out pretty nice. Gonna go ahead and move on to there's the bottom. Looks pretty good. I like it. Mike approves too. I sent him a picture of it. So anyways, we're going to move on to the getting the wing done here. I'll bring you in here and show you where I'm at and what I'm doing here. See if I can get you a good... Sorry about my hand there. I want you to see all of this. That's not too bad right there. So anyways, was going to go ahead and start covering the wing, but realized that I had some building left to do, so I went ahead and made the plates that are going to be for the aileron covers. This is the left side. I cut them out of some plywood. You can see they fit in there real nice. I'm going to not go any further there. Want to get my servos installed, and then we'll cut the holes, and then these will get covered last, and then we'll do all my building out for holding the servos in there later. But they're done. And then at Mike's suggestion that I fiberglass this bottom part, I'm just going to go ahead and fiberglass the whole wing. He said that because as he was sanding this and fitting it to the wing, it got quite thin. I don't have a lot of room on the edges here for a lot of fiberglass, but I figure something's better than nothing. So we're going to go with 1/2 ounce. This is that 1/2 ounce fiberglass that I used on the Flying King. And I'm going to fiberglass the whole center section here. It'll add some additional strength to the wing and make sure that we don't poke any holes in this when we're handling the model. So with it being, I don't think it's that thin. It is a little thin right there. I can push in just a little bit right there. So if you didn't watch the Flying King videos, I did the exact same process on the Flying King. We'll reduplicate it here. We're going to use, if you're interested, we're going to use the epoxy finishing resin here. I got my little Dixie cup that my wife got me for mixing epoxies up, and an acid brush here to do that. This is mixed in a 1-to-1 ratio, and like most of these cups, they're hard to read, but I only want probably 1 ounce or 2 if I can find. There we go. I have yet to have gotten a little more. I have yet to have gotten a scale yet for doing the scale. I did read some of your guys' comments on that said use a scale to measure this out in increments. I have used the crap out of this. These were full bottles. Looks pretty good. And basically we're just gonna get an initial coat of glass here, or epoxy, excuse me, right down the center. And then I like to dab. Make sure it's kind of straight. and like I said, dab. We're not going to worry about getting it all adhered down. I'm just going to do, this is quite wide, and we'll sand off the excess once it's dry. Go ahead and then once it disappears, might end up mixing a little bit more up here. Okay, I need to come up with a way to hold this up, like so. Okay. I did cut 2 of these out in case I didn't have it. The first one wasn't enough to in case the first one wasn't enough to go all the way around. We probably will get it though. This is a really, really inexpensive, lightweight way to finish the center sections of your models, so you have the strength that the wings won't fold. Some dry spots there. I'm gonna have to mix up another batch here. Oh, this is what's going on. My phone. Okay. Oh, we don't need a whole lot more. Hope if you could see what I was doing, wasn't it? There you go. But I thought I would work on this so that way this could dry while I'm working on the fuse some more. And then tomorrow or whatnot I can come back. Yeah, we're gonna need just a little bit more there. And then tomorrow or whenever I can get to it, work's been kind of weird lately. almost made it. But just a couple inches longer. Okay, so what I am going to do, scissors. I don't know if this matters or not that it's in pieces, but this wing's probably pretty strong to begin with. It's got a really nice thick doubler in it as far as connecting two pieces goes. Just gotta make sure we get, I think I'm gonna go one more layer there. Right there. Have more. Yeah, like I said, we'll sand that down like I did on Flying King. So that's not too bad. I like it. That's all there is to on fiberglass. So set this off to the side so we can monitor how dry it's getting. I think this stuff's got like a 30-minute window and something along those lines. I could tell you here if I got the box. So allow the finishing running to set up at least 2 hours before handling to trim away excess cloth. Allow 6 hours before sanding. For best results, allow to set overnight. So we're going to set this stuff. And if you guys are wondering what the box looks like, that's what we're using right there. It's a lot, the reason why I'm using finishing resin instead of CA, which is typically used, is the odors. I mean, they're really starting to get to me in my age. Never thought I'd say that, but here we are. So there's that. There's the wing, you know, center section all fiberglass together. And what's going to be next is the wing, or the fuselage. I'm going to start getting some of those details wrapped up, and that way that thing can be, you know, finished. So anyways, we'll bring it back when I got more to show you. Alright, so we got the fuselage back out here on the bench. The wings over here drying. Obviously going to let that sit for 24 hours, so we ain't going to do nothing with it till tomorrow. But I thought it would be time to get some get going on the landing gear here so we can get this thing up on some legs. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab something here. So, got some 1/8" aluminum from the local metal dealer. 1/8" thick. It's pretty wide. This was just a cut-off piece. It's quite a bit long, way longer than what we need. So, probably gonna make some new landing gear for the Flying King also. So, anyways, setting up landing gear can be challenging if you don't think yourself through. So what I did is I got a piece of paper out here and I doubled it up. Just got with some tape on the back side there. Not that that matters a whole lot. And I set our fuselage up so it's it's level and it's in an attitude where you're either going to be taking off or landing, because you don't want to prop strike, right? You don't want to make your landing gear too long or too short that you're going to have a hard time with props. You know, designation, don't want to be running 3-blade or nothing like that. Just so happens that this Folgers can is almost, or is the perfect height. You want a couple inches of prop clearance, and we got about two and a quarter there. And also keep in mind that this is just for the blank, so we'll add some wheels, so we'll get some extra ground clearance that way also. But with a custom landing gear, we need to take some measurements here. So we got 4.5 inches wide. So I'm just gonna start a line here, and I'm gonna pretend that the crease in my paper is centered. So we're 4.5 inches wide, so that's 2.25 per side. So we go right there, and the 4.5. Okay. And then we'll make a straight line mark here. Stay. We're just going for what I'm going to go for here is a straight down view. If I was looking at this and this gear was completely pancaked out, you know, what would it look like? So this is our fuze width, and then we're going to take a measurement here. Now, how high off the ground do we need to be? So we're 6.25 there. So anyways, that's not a big deal, but we're gonna go 6.25 high. And we're probably gonna go, what looks about right. There's that TLAR method. 2 inches looks about right. Yeah. So we'll go 2 inches wide. There. There. Need my 90. There it is. I know, boring, right? I'm sorry. Maybe someday this will help somebody out. So that's going to be our break point there. Make sure the better your template is. So that's our base. Like I said, land flat. So how wide do we want this? Well, here's where you got to compromise. You know, the shorter you go, the narrower you go. You know, if we went center line, we went 8 inches wide, well, our tires would be right here. I know that's not a real good visual representation. That's a little too on the narrow side. The narrower you go, the more ground handling is going to affect. I'm going to start at 12. And to me, that almost looks too narrow too. Let's try 14. And for 14 is 7. Yeah, I think I like 14 inches. Yeah. I only want to do this once, so I'm going to sit here and think about this for a second. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing here. Let's see. I'll move you around. You can see I got the 7 on the center line of the prop. And that's 14 inches wide. So if we added a theoretical tire out here, obviously too wide. Yeah, I think I can see that because you can kind of go from here down. I could do this right. From here, there, and then down. Yeah, I think a 14-inch wide gear will work just look a lot better. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I got my, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I got my center plate there. So I need to go and flip this over. So we're 4.5. Or no, yeah, 4.5, right? Yeah. That's 2.25. So that's here. That's there. I'm not very good with math here, but we'll do our best. There, right there, and then we need to be 6.25 high from there. Hopefully I got enough room here. Yep, I do. We'll go either side of the point. Now you can't really see what I'm doing here. That's why I'm trying to explain it as I go. So 6.25. And I'll do it on the other side here. That's ground. Like I said, our theoretical ground. We're doing a what would it look like if we were looking at it straight on? Look. So that way we can get some much needed measurements. So we're going to go 14 wide, right? So we need to measure 7 and 7 is 14. Right there. All right. That's where we want our axles at. And then we'll go, I'm going to go 1.5 inches high. It's probably too much. Let's go 1 inch. That's why I'm laying this out like, what does this landing gear look like? So we'll take a 90 off of our point here, that's 14 wide. Make sure it's square. Okay. I'm just going to connect the dots here. So that's our ongoing view. So that tells us the angles that we need to be at here. And I think that looks pretty good, and we can line this up here. Yeah. So for a tail dragger, the other important thing to consider is where your wheels are going to land. So if we were in the wing, it'd be a little bit more trickier to get the wheels out, because you want the wheel center section to be as close to the leading edge as you can. Now if you're a little in front of it, it's okay. You know, in fact, on the hog bite, we moved those legs forward a half an inch to prevent nose overs. So there's a nice medium here between here and I would say the 2-inch mark where you want your landing gear at, where if you land, you're not going to nose it over. You know, pop strike. YS doesn't quit running unless it's out of fuel. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind for handling. So wide and position of the gears. So we're going to go somewhere in the middle here on our width. So we're going 2 inches wide. So the measurement on the angles is 7 1/8. Let's make sure that our measurements come up the same. A little off, we'll go 7 1/8. There. There. What I'm going to do is draw these lines out here. Go back to our 90 and our marks out here on the end, and this is where our second one's going to be at. Well, now we're left with this. So we know we got a bend there and a bend there, flat. And then we said we was going to end up with, where were we going, 1 inch? Yep. Put a mark there. Mark off where this is where our wheel's going to land. Again, another 90. Okay. So there's our landing gear looking down. Now that looks a little funky, don't it? So we're going to make this the front. Okay. Make that the front. We want a wide pad, but we don't need all this. This is just waste. So what we'll do is we'll come up a 1/2 inch on the center of these. Looks like I need to sharpen the pencil a little bit. then we're going to go back and say ½ inch. Almost got that right on the money there. So that's where we'll drill holes at for our axle shaft to come through, and then the wheel goes on, you know. So now aesthetically pleasing, we got a ½ inch here, so we want a ½ inch there, right? So we're going to go down here and work at 1 inch there. One inch there. And then we're going to connect these two together and we'll see what that looks like. Mike was a little worried about strength on 1/8 inch aluminum, so he recommended that we do the dowel rod or the music wire to strengthen it up if need be. Because he's like a wide gear, he's like going 1/8 inch. You want something real wide up here to kind of disagreed with a little bit, but I do see where he had a point too where it might not be strong enough for a heavy airplane, which I don't think this thing's going to be heavy. I'm going to skip over some of the work here. If you guys have not, I know there ain't too many of you on here watching these videos or not, but if you haven't checked out Rick's RC for information, he's doing a low wing god damn it sweet and low stick, giant sweet and low stick, and he's doing everything by hand, a lot like I do. And I'm going to follow his technique for doing aluminum landing gear, which is heat it up and bend it. So I got my blank. You can see how it's, I got it moved forward. So if we took this and bent it, and see how that'll look. So it moves it forward because our landing gear is probably going to be here. So we're going to end up right in here with our wheels somewhere. See? So I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to get the degrees off of here first. I got a degree finder. I need to make a notation here of how many, what our degrees are. That's 50. Let's try 50 on the other end here. And she's a little more. Remember, this was our longer leg. That's at 55. 45. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make everything 45 degrees. So we'll make a note on here. 45 degrees. 45 degrees. And then these will be 45 too to bring them back straight. We can eyeball that. So anyways, I got this blank here. I'll cut this out for my template. I'll mark it on my sheet of aluminum there. I'm going to go over to the shop and go over to my shop and cut that out on my my bandsaw, my metal bandsaw I got over there. I'm not going to show you all that. It's quite noisy cutting aluminum out. So we'll get that cut out, and then I'll bring it back over here. We got the torch, we got the vise over there, and we're going to bend this piece up and see how it goes. So I'll bring it back when I get all that done. Alright, so I got my blank cut out here. I didn't think you guys wanted to see me struggle with the vertical bandsaw used in a horizontal position with no bed on it, but I got through it. I mean, I got it pretty roughed out here. So while it's still a flat, I'm going to center punch for my axles. Now this is a self-centering center punch that's got a spring in it. So all you got to do is find your center and push. You can get these on Amazon. They're really cheap. I think I bought these I got 2 of them for like $10. So we'll do both sides here. While it's flat, I'm not going to drill the holes yet, but you can see where our marks are at. I went a 1/2 inch up and a 1/2 inch in. The other thing that I did, I don't know if you can see through my rough cuts here, we'll fix that later, but while I was cutting it, I notched where the bends are going to be so I can make sure that those are straight. Now this is, like I said, Rick's RC, he went through this on his build video. So he used the candle, which you got a candle, okay, and I don't know, hopefully this lights. Brand new candle. And he said, you know, the soot on the top of the candle here, I guess we can get you in the view here a little better. There you go. See the soot that thing's putting out, and he said to soot up. And I'm going to do this in real time so you guys can get an idea of what it's going to take. There you are. See the soot on there? He just said to set it up a couple inches on both sides. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to move over to my vise. And we'll bend it. So this is the back. So we'll bend it. This is the back. So we'll bend it this way and then this way. So that's got to go that way. I'm not going to clamp down on it, but I just want to get it close. Like that. And then he said, see if I can get a good angle here. That's pretty good. He said this thing will get hot. It's like aluminum. And he said burn the soot off. As most of you know, aluminum is a hell of a heat sink because it absorbs a lot of heat. I have no idea what kind of aluminum this is. I assume it's 6061. I guess I should have asked what it was before I bought it. No wonder you fast forwarded this. This takes some time. Oh, butter. Like butter. I guess I should have done the first one first. I almost wonder if it's so hot that it ain't gonna. I should probably get my angle gauge, eh? It's already set to 045. Yeah, now it's not taking as long, but I can feel it starting to build up on the other side, the heat, and I'm going to try this. No, not enough. This takes a lot more heat than I thought it would. Probably because I got it in the waste. There it goes. Let's see what it looks like. Little too much. I can live with that. I think I'm going to let this cool off for a while and see how that looks. Not too shabby, I wouldn't say. Not for a rough bend. Yeah, I'm going to let that cool off for a little while. It does get warm. So I'll bend the rest of that off of camera. Well, there's the first two bends, so we'll make sure we get each side even and that drill our holes, clean our cut line up with a file, and then there we go. Custom landing gear for your custom airplane. I think I'm going to go ahead and well, I tell you what, I'll get it in frame here. There we go. I will, excuse me, my eye itches. But, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get that bent up the rest of the way after it cools, one side cools off. And then, I'll clean it up like I said, I'm going to do that with a file. Maybe get it on the, it's aluminum, so a sander should sand it down. I got the angle grinder that I can do with it too. If push comes to shove, if I need something a little more aggressive. We'll clean that all up. We'll get the holes drilled, and I'll show you the final results, and then we'll call it a video. How's that sound? Good for me. Oh, it just started raining. It wasn't supposed to rain tonight till tomorrow. So, anyways, we'll bring it back. Probably won't be tonight, but I'll bring it back when I get that all finished up. All right, had to get a little glamour shot in. Got the wing all covered. I still got to go around and shrink the covering up, but it went down extremely well. I actually did this one right the first time. Did the wing tips first and the underbelly, and then I covered the whole thing, top and bottom. Started at the bottom, did the top. Top's actually in one piece besides the wing tips. But this is turning out to be a nice looking plane, isn't it? I just got the elevator sitting here, so if it looks crooked, it probably is. So anyways, landing gear. Went ahead and finished bending that all up, and everything's just going to fall over. I got to clean this shop up something fierce. Can't hardly get around the wing here. It definitely has a sporty look to it. I think these things come out really good. I mean, I don't even think I'm going to bother putting the reinforcement in them. I think they come out real nice. So I still got to clean them up and stuff. But anyways, I went ahead and bent the other side. And you can see we're pretty close on the bends there to meeting up with the sides of the fuselage. Pretty happy with that. I just drilled and tapped a couple quarter 20 bolts in there in case we have a bad landing. I mean, at least we'll be able to salvage the holes in that. That's how I usually do that. So anyways, I don't even think I'm going to throw any stripes on this thing. I think I'll do something underneath with checkerboard. I got an idea there that I want to try out and whatnot, but now it's just kind of a waiting game. I'm going to go ahead and hinge everything is next. Hinge it, finish up the covering. I still got to cover the ailerons. They're still bare over there. I still got plenty of covering wood to do that with. And then, of course, the cowl. I am going to attempt to cover this thing if I can get it on here. Let's see. Well, that's right. It's got to fit around the... see? It's got to fit around the needle valve. It's really close. Oh, let's see here. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. Get a better look there, what she's going to look like. Yeah. Anyways, I want to bring this video to a close so at least I can get something uploaded. I haven't uploaded nothing in the last couple weeks, so this is going to get put in the corner. I made a big order to Dubro for some much needed hardware and stuff for this thing. And then, so that should be in sometime next week. And so I don't know if I'll get it finished up next week or not. We'll kind of shoot for maybe the next 2 weeks for a goal to get it made and in the air. Yeah, don't pay any attention to the 50cc extra profile over there. It's getting some upgrades as well. So anyways, I'm gonna go flying tomorrow, so I'll probably shoot some video there, take a couple planes with me and have a good time, and then it'll be back to work, and then we'll see where we can get with this when the Dubro order comes in. So anyways, I want to thank you all for watching, and please like, comment, subscribe. We're almost up to the 300 subscriber mark, and got some exciting things coming here real soon. So anyways, we'll talk at you guys later. flies weird. Needs a lot of power. Getting a feel for it. It's kind of, it's like once you point it that way, it just goes. It don't like to slow down though.